The United Nations Panel of Experts (UN PoE) on North Korea has recommended that the Security Council designate 7 individuals and 3 companies for sanctions violations, in a substantial new report published on Friday. A selection of mostly North Korean individuals and Southeast Asian companies were recommended for designation for their roles in the DPRK banking sector, for providing financial support to the country's spy service, and for exporting luxury goods to North Korea, among other issues. One Chinese national and permanent resident of Singapore, Wang Zhi Guo, was also recommended for designation, alongside North Korean national Ryugyong, after facilitating the export of luxury goods to North Korea, as well as for involvement in both the Ryugyong Commercial Bank and Koryo Commercial Bank. A North Korean national called Ryugyong, a Beijing representative of the U.S.-sanctioned Ryugyong Commercial Bank, was also listed for designation. Edward Han, the North Korean former director of Malaysia-Korea Partners (MKP), who the PoE linked to the DPRK's Reconnaissance General Bureau (RGB), was also recommended for designation, alongside Park In-soo, also linked by the UN to MKP. MKP was previously investigated by the UN for establishing the International Consortium Bank (ICB) in Pyongyang via a joint venture. Kim Soo-ji Wang, a former World Food Program staffer and reported DPRK intelligence officer, was also recommended alongside Kim Chong-hyuk, a PAN Systems representative in Kuala Lumpur. PAN Systems was in 2017 linked by the UN to Glocom Systems, a North Korean front company which violated United Nations sanctions by selling battlefield radio equipment. The UN report also reiterates its recommendations in previous reports for the designation of PAN Systems, and recommended the designation of International Global System and International Golden Services. International Global System and International Global Services are both linked to Glocom. The Security Council will now deliberate on whether or not to designate the individuals and companies suggested by the PoE. UN report accuses Pyongyang of widespread deceptive practices to avoid sanctions and earn hard currency. Photo, KCNA. A 292-page report, a leaked version of which appeared last month. The PoE detailed multiple examples of sanctions violations by North Korea and affiliated entities, reporting that the DPRK earned up to $200 million between January and September 2017 from trading commodities prohibited by UNSC resolutions. The panel also investigated the growing trend of illicit ship-to-ship transfers of oil on the high seas, which it said represented a multi-million-dollar business. The heightened sanctions have created lucrative markets for Democratic People's Republic of Korea-backed traders seeking to procure petroleum while exporting the country's natural resources, the report argued. The profit margins involved, coupled with the offshore nature of much of the affected oil, maritime and finance sectors, necessitate far greater private sector due diligence, information sharing and self-policing. In addition to a series of recommendations surrounding practical measures to assist UN countries in overcoming challenges and shortcomings in the global sanctions regime, it also warned that growing measures would not by themselves change North Korea's behavior. The expansion of the UN sanctions regime is yet to be matched by the requisite political will, international coordination, prioritization and resource allocation necessary to drive effective implementation, the report said. The year 2018 could represent a critical window of opportunity before a potential miscalculation with disastrous implications for international peace and security, edited by Oliver Hotham.